Hello everyone, and welcome to my LRT speedrun. So today I ended up getting the first ever sub-hour speedrun of the Soviet campaign, so I thought I'd do a bit of commentary over it. It's probably going to stand for a while, and I thought I'd give you guys just, a tutorial, run through all the strats and stuff. So maybe if anyone's interested in running against it, then, go ahead, use this video. It's probably going to be a bit helpful. I know my commentary is not great, but yeah, we're gonna do it anyway. So we're gonna start off here with pretty poor execution. I'm not gonna lie. I mess up some of the Natasha shots here, and it doesn't look great. I think yeah, it happens here. So I miss. No, not that one. I missed that one, and I try and recover it by standing there, but then it doesn't work. So yeah, I lost a couple seconds there, but it's not a big deal. You can't really lose a lot of time in this mission.
They may be your co-commander for this mission. Let's catch up if we live through this, yeah?
So yeah, there's not a lot of time to save here, but I'll obviously point out when we do find the time save in this mission, because most of it is just, tutorial section and stuff. So yeah, start the flak troopers as soon as possible, of course. It literally determines when the enemy attack wave comes in. You need to build 5 of them, so... and I should probably say I'm playing on easy difficulty. On Speedrun.com, the rules basically say that you can play on any difficulty, and it still goes into the same category, so playing on easy difficulty, obviously to give myself the best chance. There actually isn't that much difference between the difficulties in the speedrun. There's maybe like a minute or two difference. But most levels are actually just completely the same, apart from maybe slightly improved enemy AI, which obviously might make it a little bit more difficult, but again, you can get pretty much the same times, so it's not a big deal. And yeah, so we can't really speed up this bit. We are trying to rank Natasha up, as well as our flak troopers. We do need some star rank flak troopers and obviously Natasha. But you can't speed up this initial invasion, so yeah. Not too much to say here. Oh, I should probably shout out Poochies and GBH Michael for pretty much all of the strats, or most of the strats in this video. They really came up with most of this speedrun. And all 3 speedruns of this game actually. So I've sort of adapted them, maybe slightly improved them for easy, or just adapted them so I can play them better. But they are mostly the same. You can find all of their strats on speedrun.com. There are a couple of things different. The last mission in particular is very different. It's actually a completely new strat that I'm not sure anyone's ever thought of before, which is quite weird because it kind of breaks the game. You can beat the final mission in about 5 minutes. It's a pretty nice strat that we came up with in co-op with Nectara when I was playing with him a couple of weeks ago to get the Soviet co-op speedrun world record. So that was fun. And as you can see here, we're getting 4 flak troopers that are ranked up, and Natasha, and we're placing them there, waiting for a bullfrog. Also, we took another 2 flak troopers and moved them to the top of the island, and you'll see why we're doing that in a minute. So throw them right in the bullfrog, keep moving, and there's this particular spot right here where if you land on Natasha, she'll shoot 3 times, take out all the units, and then yeah, you just kill it as quickly as possible. We miss it here. I don't normally get it, but 4 shots isn't bad either. It's just, yeah, it's like a matter of a second or 2, so it doesn't matter too much. So yeah, I missed the 4 shot there, but it's fine. And yeah, we send 2 flak troopers to either side of this island here. And we obviously place Natasha right at the spot, right next to the bullfrog, ready to be sent back. And there's actually just straight up RNG here on when the next dialogue plays. So normally what happens is just before Natasha lands, you'll see a dialogue, which you will just about hear. Yeah, right there. And yeah, that's the best case scenario, but there's, for some reason, it will trigger like 7 seconds after this, or another 7 seconds after this. For no apparent reason, it just decides that, oh, Natasha isn't back yet or something, I don't know. But that straight up just kills your time. Normally I reset if that happens, but it doesn't normally happen, so it's not too bad. I was supposed to queue Natasha to kill both of those battleships right there, but I only managed to do one, so that's going to waste a bit of time. And yeah, as you can see, we're using the flat troopers to take out some of these ships. That's why we place them in certain positions. And I don't even want to talk about this, I want to be honest. I could not have body blocked my hero that well if I had tried, but there you go. Killing these boats pretty quick is sort of important for saving a few seconds, but we have basically missed the time save here. It's not a huge deal because it does only save maybe a few seconds. But as you can see here, we've taken out 3 battleships with our flat troopers, 3 with Natasha, and we're just about to finish off here. If you're really fast, you can take these battleships out and play the dialogue. That's basically Kenji's dialogue, which we'll get in a moment. That's like, okay, you've won, well done. And then we'll get the magnetic satellite dialogue that we are now. But yeah, normally you get it this way around if you're not fast enough, so... yeah. And that's this mission basically, so not very well executed to be honest, but we only lost about 13 seconds from world record, and to be honest I can't even do it that fast, so... And when I say world record, I'm again referring to either Poochie's or GBH Michael's time, because yeah, they've basically they've got some really great times in Speedrun.com. I have beaten most of them at this point, but again, they've been playing on a hard difficulty. I've been playing on easy difficulty, so there is a difference on some of the missions. But yeah, 710, not terrible, pretty average to be honest. And yeah, not much time to be saved on that mission anyway. So mission 2. Mission 2, very... There's not really any RNG here that you have to worry about. It is just moving your sickles as quickly as possible, and I executed this one pretty well here. Let's see.
Greetings, Commander. Oleg told me about you. I am Moskvin.
Yeah, not much to complain about in this mission. Went pretty well. So all we have to do, move the sickles as quickly as possible, rescue the warbears by killing these units. Trying to lose the warbears, you need them. And yeah, we want to take out these tank buses quickly. Basically, you want to keep Natasha moving. She'll keep following your units or your sickles, but you want to obviously, you don't want to stop moving. You want to keep jumping, just so Natasha doesn't start shooting things, because it wastes time. You need to get Natasha to the objective as quickly as possible. Yeah, just use your magnetic satellite just to take away these units, kill the flat troopers, and then just go straight to the objective. And as you can see, we're moving bears next to that tent, which is going to be very helpful in a moment. So yeah, Natasha's going to walk straight to the objective here. Pretty fast. I don't think we can really make her go faster, so that's pretty nice. And then we're going to attack and move to a specific location, so that we get a vision of an MCV that's about to appear. And Natasha is going to destroy that barracks that just appeared in the cutscene. And there's the MCV. And this is why we place our bears here. You need 2 bears next to that tent, like really close to the tent, so that they can kill Yuriko before she screams. And then we're going to target the MCV with our ally. So Natasha shoots it, and then we're going to wait for orbital to drop and throw it on the power plant. And that's the mission. Really fast, really nice strategy. Obviously, again, didn't come up with it. In fact, on Speedrun.com, it is 10 seconds faster, and that's because Poochie uses a different strategy. He actually moves Natasha through the river. He obviously tells the commander where to move. But I found that strategy to be really inconsistent, and Natasha will often just attack a random unit. So it only saves 11 seconds compared to my time there of 2:32, so I just don't use the strategy because it's so inconsistent, for me at least. So yeah, Mission 3. This is where it gets difficult. Mission 3 is very difficult. It's probably the most difficult in a run to get right consistently. I don't even think the best player could get this right all the time, because there's a lot of RNG and it's just pretty difficult to execute, to be honest.
Where do you like to go?
Enemy units detected. New objective received.
It's important that you move your bullfrogs forward there, because if you don't, your ally won't move forward, or it won't shoot the units, or well, sometimes it won't. Yes, you need to move your bullfrogs forward to activate it. And then, as you can see here, we're taking the topside base first. And it's also important that you help your ally take out a lot of these middle units, because you want your ally to survive the Tengu wave that's about to come in. You can see we've positioned our bullfrogs to the top right of the water bit. That's because Tengus are going to come in and they're going to shoot them and do some damage to them. It's going to be helpful. As you can see, we're just using our mines from the flat troopers, and we're just trying to take this base out without losing too many units here, because we do actually want to keep our infantry alive. And the Tengus have came in. Our ally does just about manage to take out most of them. This guy lives on like 1 health, which is fine. We can take it out with our infantry. The problem is if 3 or 4 Tengus survive, which happens quite a bit, they'll either go after your bullfrogs or your infantry, and you don't want to lose either of them. But yeah, this worked out really well. Pretty good execution. Yes, this early bit does go well for us. And yeah, so the what are they called? Stingrays. They come in after a certain amount of units have been lost from both you and your ally. But obviously, if you clear the base out with your infantry, you don't want to just sacrifice your infantry to get the Stingrays unless you know you have to get the Stingrays out quickly. But yeah, it kind of depends on how well your ally does. Basically, that's where the sort of RNG comes in. Yeah, so you sort of have to play around how well both of you do. And yeah, so we're gonna place our MCV in the water there just to get it up a bit quicker. Got a power plant, move into the refinery. So you need to build a power plant, refinery, barracks, and a navy yard here before the cutscene, before the battlefield expands. And your ally needs to do the same. So don't worry too much about being quick with that, because your ally is slower than you anyway. So yeah, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be building a barracks, and that's going to be giving us 2 engineers, and we're going to be using 1 of our bullfrogs and we're going to put 2 of the engineers into the bullfrog, and then the other 2 bullfrogs are going to have 10 infantry. Normally you want about 6 conscripts and 4 flak troopers, so you can also do 5 and 5. If you're trying to practice this strategy and you're actually trying to do the speedrun, I'd recommend just building a 4th bullfrog to start off and just going 15 infantry, 9 conscripts, 6 flak troopers. And that's just a bit easier, a bit safer. Obviously probably a bit slower, but if you're learning it, it's a tough mission, so just ease into it because it takes a long time. Yeah, so we're just building Stingrays out of our navy yard here. Obviously you build the bullfrog first if you're building a 3rd or 4th bullfrog, or if you lost the bullfrog. And yeah, so we're going to want like 5 or 6 Stingrays out quickly before the battlefield expands, ideally here for my strategy. And again, this is a very similar strategy to the Poochie strategy on speedrun.com, but I have adapted it a bit to make it a bit less RNG dependent. And that basically means 1 less engineer with 1 less bullfrog, which does save money. It gives you more money to build Stingrays. But yeah, we're going to be doing the Stingray push a bit slower here, because we're going to be taking out these turrets here instead of just sniping the naval yard and then leaving. And that's going to give us the dreadnoughts, which are going to help us take out a mecha bay. It's the bottom right if you see that objective. And yeah, taking out the mecha bay with the dreadnought saves us shooting an engineer in there and then having it die to a Tengu that spawns out of the mecha bay, which happens more than 50% of the time. It's quite RNG dependent. So yeah, that's sort of my strategy. And as you can see here, we're shooting. We've got going to this location. It's pretty tight, but we're shooting our infantry up into the palace area is pretty difficult to get a pause frog there because the area is quite glitchy. And they can often just run into the turret when you tell them to shoot up there, so you need to practice this a bit. And you can see here, we have sent our engineers in here, and we're going to capture these buildings, sell them. And I think I actually already sold my MCV in a refinery and I didn't even see it. But basically why we do that is because after you've used your spell on one of the turrets, or your orbital drop, you don't need your MCV anymore, and if you sell your MCV, you actually go low on power with one power plant, so I actually sell a refinery as well, and you just take the 3,000 extra resources to build a few extra stingrays, and yeah, that just speeds up your stingray push. And yeah, so obviously we're sending our stingrays to the top left now, and you saw what we did with the dreadnoughts. We just took out the mecha bay and then we left them, and yeah, so obviously you want to try and get your ally to help. They don't have a lot of stuff at this point, but try and get your allies to help here. And you can see what we're doing in the palace area. Basically, obviously use conscripts, take out the infantry, bomb the building, take out the tanks, be safe about it, don't go straight for the palace because the tanks will run you over or the infantry will shoot you. Just be safe about it. And you have to wait for this, I forgot what the Imperial superpower thing that goes around. You have to wait for this to hit the palace again. And yeah, we just destroy that final naval building from the enemy while our black troopers use their mines to blow up the palace, and I think these both go down at the same time, which is nice. And there you go, that's the mission. That went well. That was definitely a good execution. It was a 7:27, which is 13 seconds below world record time. Both me and Poochie's best time is a 7:14, so I'm pretty sure it can actually go like below 7 with a really fast run, with like a really good RNG at the first bit, the initial invasion bit, and just really good execution. But you know, it's a really difficult mission, so yeah, don't expect yourself, if you're trying to replicate the run, don't expect yourself to get even like a sub 8 anytime soon, because it is very difficult. And yeah, mission 4, another really difficult one. I actually messed this mission up. This is the biggest time loss in the whole mission, the whole campaign that we do here. I lose about 40 seconds to this mission, unfortunately. And I'm going to tell you exactly how that happens. So yeah, we're going to build a barracks, we're going to build a second stingray, and again, I'm copying that strategy from GBH Michael on speedrun.com. I have slightly adapted it. We actually build a third stingray because it's safer here, and we're gonna go for the dolphins here. We're gonna wait for them to come around, and then we're gonna use our ability, take them out. And we got pretty good RNG there. Didn't lose any stingrays, which is nice. Get them pretty healthy. And yeah, we're using conscript to take out this building. I'm going to take 2 conscript. This is something I adapted. We're going to take 2 conscripts. We're going to take them down to the building in the enemy base, and we're going to be taking out the building because it's going to help our ally to take out the base in the bottom right. Because the ally takes out the base in the bottom right, and we go to the area in the top left, and we take out the I don't know what's it called. We take out that objective. You can see in the top. Oh, sorry, top right. Did I say top left? Yeah. So we're going to use our orbital to take out that turret, which is a big problem for our ally. And as you can see, we put our stingrays in a certain position that actually killed the units that came in from the chronosphere. And you just have to stand on that position, then they'll just die, which is, you know, very useful. That's where our time loss was right there. Our dolphin, which is pretty bad RNG, came in while our stingrays were occupied. They took out 2 I completely forgot what they're called. Harvesters, that's the one. They took out 2 harvesters, and yeah, they basically forced us to sell off our refineries. And that isn't a big deal for me, because I can sell off our refineries and the MCV, and I can use the engineer to capture a money building. But see, even the buildings that are producing money here, they aren't going to my ally, I don't think. My ally is not getting resources. I basically, because of the way the game works, I've cut our allies' money in half by selling my refineries. So he's basically on one refinery now because we're sharing refineries resources. So that is actually where I think my ally fails here. He's looking pretty weak right now. Normally you'd expect him to have a couple more hammer tanks, and yeah, he actually clears his base pretty slow. He gets most of his units taken out here, which is not what you want. You want him to be able to take out that base, ideally before you take out this structure here, because that's just how fast he does it. And I've got so many hammer tanks over there, I'm not even concentrating. I'm a bit worried about this guy not being able to take out the MCV, and as you can see, he goes down to one hammer tank, which is really bad. And normally at this point our Akula subs would be defending our base, but obviously there's nothing to defend anymore, so we're just leaving it up there. Because if you can see on the map at the top, you just want to leave them in that sort of position. And obviously we have to come down now and help out our ally take out this. So normally the battlefield will expand about 5 seconds, 10 seconds after we destroy that top building, but we've had to waste about maybe 20 seconds here at least to help him out taking out the MCV there. So Grenkov comes in and we get some V4s, which are pretty useful here. We can't really beat the mission without them, or it'd be very difficult to. So we're going to move whatever our allies' forces are up. We're going to move our hammer tanks forward here, or to the right, and we're going to be taking out this sort of small army that the enemy has of tanks there, while we move our Akula subs into that naval yard in the top right. They're going to be taking out a few enemies there. So yeah, so use the special ability if you can. Ideally here you want to take out the assault destroyer, the aircraft carrier, and the navy yard with your Akula subs, because they all become a problem for your land units if you don't take them all out. So yeah, we're going to move our ally forward here to take some of the shots from these towers while we move forward and take out the towers. Obviously our ally is not very strong here at all. Really, you want him to have like a decent amount of tanks, definitely not as strong as us, but like a few tanks here. And our Akula sub do manage to take everything out there, which is nice. They don't always do that. So normally our ally would be taking out, and this is really bad by the way, don't like the fact that our V4s are being attacked here. And normally our ally would take out the war factory and the chronosphere here, but we have to do it because our ally just doesn't have any units left. And we are really lucky that one of our V4s survived, and our ally actually took the fire of the riptides there. Our ally saved us definitely there. So our V4 is going to take out one of the turrets there. Then we're going to move it forwards, and a couple more turrets are going to come online here. Yeah, there you go. We're going to fire another shot there with a V4. You need 2 shots from a V4, so we're obviously going to help out the tank. And then, luckily, again, we've taken out the assault destroyer and the aircraft carrier, so that's not going to bother our V4 either. And our V4 is going to take out that turret there, and then it's going to go for the back barracks. Obviously we want to avoid our tanks taking any more shots from the Spectrum towers, and that dialogue plays once the MCV has taken a certain amount of damage, so which is why you want to take out the MCV first, or not first, but you want to take it out before you've destroyed all the structures, so that dialogue plays, and then the next dialogue is obviously the victory screen. You don't want to do the MCV last, basically. And yeah, that's the mission. Again, it was very much slowed down because I had to destroy structures that my ally would normally destroy, so I lost about 40 seconds of time there. The best time I've ever got on this mission of 5:57. Obviously this is a 6:47. Normally a low 6 is pretty good. And again, yeah, that's like 1 second faster than GBH Michael's time, even though I'm pretty sure it could, because of a strategy that you can do on hard that you can't do on normal or easy. It could actually probably be a lot faster on, or a decent amount faster on hard difficulty than it is on easy for this mission. Because if you actually activate all of the enemy Spectrum turrets at the same time, then they will all be depowered, and that's the strategy that GBH Michael uses. But there aren't enough Spectrum towers on that mission, on easy, to actually use that strategy. So you have to wait for the V4s basically. But yeah, anyway, mission 5. You can see what we're doing here is basically we're going to be using our ally to take control of the middle island. and they're basically just going to be killing all of the units in the middle island there, and that's going to be just basically taking fire off that MCV once we move it to the middle island. And I really like the strategy for this mission. Again, this was taken from Poochie's run. I learned this strategy. So yeah, so as soon as our second airfield comes up, we're going to be moving our MCV to the middle island while we move our Twin Blaze. And Twin Blaze are a very good unit. I'll state that right now. They are literally the only unit we're going to be using for the next 5 missions because they're just that good in the speedrun. They make everything faster, basically. They're just such a good unit. Yeah, so we're going to be taking out 1 power plant from the top island, and that's going to depower the Spectrum Towers, which is going to make it easier to land a Sputnik to, you know, because the objective is to land an MCV or a Sputnik in both of the islands. We've just done it with the MCV in the middle island, and obviously we have to do that in the top island in order to progress, so that's what we're going to be doing. And basically, as soon as the MCV deploys in the middle island, we use our orbital to take out these power plants, which is a big help. Yeah, moving our Sputnik in now. Doesn't matter too much when you do it. You sort of have to complete all these objectives at the same time. You don't really have to prioritize which objective to do. I'd recommend taking out the base as quickly as possible if you can, because there is a dialogue that plays after and you have to wait. But other than that, you know, if you're just practicing, you know, just try and not lose the mission. Basically, just take out all these objectives to land the Sputnik. There you go. That's the expand the islands objective. Take out all the key structures here. Obviously, once you've depowered the main base, and take out the naval yard here, and you can see our MCV is moving in. And we're going to use a cool little engineer strategy here. Sell the MCV, send the engineer into the building, and we have got the science facility. And obviously, yeah, we're taking out basically all the objectives at more or less the same time, and we're going to move our Twin Blaze to the top right corner, ready for the attack on this base. So yeah, really fast, really nice, nothing to complain about there. Pretty solid execution all round. I don't think I could have moved the MCV much faster. And yeah, this does end up being a really fast mission, so we're just going to wait for this cutscene, and then we're going to move into this base. And if you don't know, if you're just casual play, if you don't know, you can actually take out this base, destroy the key structures and the key units, and the mission will end early, which is what we're going to be doing here. So take out these 2 towers. This is just the sort of the movement I use. Obviously, you might be able to come up with a slightly better one, but this is sort of the movement I use to not take a lot of damage. So we go for both the towers first. We take out any infantry that flash any what they call javelin troopers to come in. Airfield, war factory, and then we go try and avoid the bottom turret there. You kill a third turret when you come in to kill the barracks. But yeah, try and avoid any other turrets if you can. Then we go for the MCV. Normally I either split up my Twin Blaze here and go for the airfield. Today I guess I just felt like going for it with all my units. But yeah, then you head up and you take out these last units. A really good time for this is 4 minutes on the clock if you see the data transfer time. And once you've taken out all the units up here, I think it was a 357, which is also really solid. Yeah, you can finish the objective, and then yeah, you get the dialogue. There is a dialogue where this guy Giles basically says, yeah, we're coming for you now at 3:30. So if you beat 3:30, obviously you skip that dialogue. Obviously we did. 4:56, really solid time. I'm honestly not sure how it was that fast, considering my base field wasn't too fast, and my MCV basically moved as fast as possible, as it always does. Normally I'd get a low 5 there, but yeah, 4:56, really good. Really good time. So mission 6, this is an RNG mission, unfortunately. Particularly in the early part, there's some RNG factor go in, so it starts up a bit slow. We're just going to be building a crusher crane, as well as a lot of anti-air towers. And yeah, so we're going to be moving our bear up here, or bears up here, using our orbital. We don't really have much use for the orbital here, but we're going to be taking out a unit here, an anti-air unit, which is going to be a little helpful. And yeah, we took it out of there. with help from vision from our bears. And we're going to build 2 airfields and obviously more anti-air turrets. You do need the anti-air turrets to defend, the air units, obviously. But we're also going to be selling them in a bit once Krukov takes our resources away, which is why you want to get as many up as possible so you have more stuff to sell. Because obviously you don't keep most resources apart from the stuff that you sell afterwards, after he's taken your resources away. So obviously that's nice. And so third airfield here into the barracks, bunch of engineers, and then 4th airfield, and that's basically the strat. And then yeah, just mass twin blade basically, mass twin blade with engineers here. And to beat the first part of this mission, you need to destroy 2 MCVs. And the RNG factor is basically, there's a lot of air units that will just kill your engineers the moment it comes in here, or snipe your twin blade. Fortunately, we don't get frozen here, we don't get sniped by that Vindicator coming in, and we get the capture there, and we're going to get the capture here. Another bit of RNG, the engineer can just freeze, or just sort of stop moving, won't do anything, won't listen to your command once you land it on that top base there. I don't know why it does that, but it does. And yeah, as soon as you destroy both the MCVs, Krukov will come in immediately, so you can speed up Krukov here. And as you can see, he's taking all our resources because he does that, and that's where we sell all of these structures that we don't need. And I actually accidentally sell one of my airfields here instead of the barracks, which was what I was supposed to sell, which is, not good. We get a few less twin blades, but it actually doesn't affect us too much. And as you can see, we've got a few extra engineers here because they're still useful for us. Basically what we got to do here is we're going to be capturing the MCV, because you can capture the MCV here, and that is one of the key structures you need to take out Krukov. The other one is this structure here. You can't capture this one with engineers, unfortunately. Again, sell the stuff that you can, because obviously you want money to keep building twin blades here. You don't really want to run out of money if you can. And then you get Krukov. If you're fast, you can skip that cutscene. It sort of got cut off by this cutscene here, or dialogue, whatever you want to call it. But if you're fast, you can cut off the first bit, and it'll be a bit faster. Hopefully, enemy air units don't come and kill your twin blades here. This is quite annoying when they do that. So we still have engineers, fortunately, and obviously we sold off Krukov's buildings to give us more money here. So pretty bad splits on our twin blades bombs here, but it's fine. So we're going to take one of our twin blades with engineers in it, and we're going to send him off to the allied super weapon here. And then we're going to capture that, and it's going to be a bit faster to take out, basically. Save us splitting up our units. So drop him in there. You can also do this with like the MCV that we just destroyed, or maybe the war factory. If you've got the micro ability, you can do that. We're not. I wasn't looking to be that fast. So just do what you can, basically. Obviously, capturing a building or selling off with an engineer is just faster than destroying it. And yeah, kill all the key structures, and that's the whole mission. That's yeah, pretty fast mission. Nothing really went wrong here. Obviously, we sold off an airfield, but it actually didn't cost us really any time. We had enough twin blades anyway. And yeah, I think anything sub 5 here is really good. I think Pushi's got a 444, which is faster time. Mine's a 448. So yeah, all about execution basically. And yeah, mission 7. Not too much to say about this early bit. If you've obviously played mission 7 before, which I'm assuming most of you have if you're watching this video, this first bit you can't speed up. There's no way of speedrunning the first bit. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and skip to when we get the MCV, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. And yeah. So yeah, basically just move the conscript as fast as possible. Try and, obviously do the best movement you can. And that's basically what I'm probably not even going to commentate over this. I might just skip ahead. Yeah, so go ahead and just skip to when we get the MCV, and I'll be back in a minute, I guess.
Whatever you say. Ben, hurry up! Yes, sir.
This job is most disagreeable.
I wait for good time to move. I go. Oh, okay. Have we won yet? Yes, sir. We serve glorious union. I can do. Huh? Me? I can get through here.
I'm so bored. If only I was on one of our floating fortresses.
Distraction is needed to draw troops away from the garden.
Yes, sir. Of course.
New objective received.
I go as fast as I can. Moving.
I hear the Emperor's geishas might come out for a dip in the water.
Objective
Yes, sir.
complete.
Moving. Whatever you
New
say.
objective
With all might of Soviet army, why we alone must fight? Moving. Whatever you say. You know you are awfully moody for bear. As fast as I can. Of course. Yes, sir. At last, real battle. Moving. Good. Let's take a break.
Objective complete.
Did you think it would be so easy to kill a god? You will bow for forgiveness before this is over.
Despite the loss of our initial forces, the distraction allowed our MCVs to land nearby. Use our Apocalypse tanks and construct the base to exact revenge on this place. New construction options. Construction complete.
Alright, here we go.
You have access to Apocalypse tanks.
So, Apocalypse tanks. They're cool, they're fine. They're not twin blades though, so we're not really going to be using much of them. Or we're not going to be using them at all really, we're just going to be... We're going to be using these two, but we're not going to be building them. So, yeah, it just takes too long to get up to tier 3. When, you know, twin blades are just... They're faster, they do a lot of damage still, they're mobile. No, they're just better in it pretty much every way for a speedrun. So putting these twin blade, not twin blades, Apocalypse tanks in specific locations here. One of them will be defending our base, the other is going to be moving in on the enemy base in just a minute. So yeah, crusher crane, power plant, barracks, and then we're going to be moving in our MCV while we build a super reactor. And that's obviously going to be giving us our twin blades, which again, we're going to be using twin blades for every mission now, because they're just a good unit. So we got engineer, 10 flat troopers, and honestly, flat troopers, you probably don't even need this many flat troopers. There's actually a case to be made that you don't even need to build flat troopers, you could just go full twin blade here. Because, and you'll see in a minute why, because there's an anti-air wave that you need to repel once you attack this base. Normally the wave will come in eventually to your base, but if you attack the base it comes straight for you. You can see here, but your ally normally just builds enough anti-air just to take these enemy units out anyway, so you don't really need the flat troopers. They are useful for their mines. Don't underestimate flat troopers' mines. I'm pretty sure they're the fastest way of destroying buildings in the game. They're really good. So we're going to be moving into the base here once we've taken out that wave. Important thing about this mission, don't slow yourself down building twin blades at all. Make sure you're always building towards the twin blades here. Obviously we got them queued now so we can focus on the base. But You don't want to you don't want to be behind on twin blades because you need them up pretty quickly. Because the idea here is that the enemies are going to come in. They don't. The other bases obviously they don't start. They sort of move their bases in. So you want to have enough twin blades to take the enemy bases out when they come in, so the enemies don't have a time to build up. Basically, that's what you're going to be doing. So we destroy this base shockingly quickly. I've never done it this quick before. We kept all our flak troopers alive, which doesn't normally happen. They normally get taken out. And I actually pull my apocalypse tank off the mecha bay because I've just realised how quickly we've cleared this base. That we don't actually. I don't want to destroy it this quickly because I don't have enough twin blades. I'm talking too quickly here. Yeah, so we take them out there, and the reason we took that base out so quickly is because they didn't build a unit. Normally, they will build either a Wayforce Artillery, a King Oni, or Yuriko, which is normally worst case scenario is Yuriko. It's like a 33% chance of each, and there's like maybe a 5% chance that they just don't build anything, and we got the don't build anything RNG, which is why that clear was so quick. But yeah, we just annihilated that base, so we don't have too many twin blades, but you know, waiting for like 10-15 seconds there actually did get us a couple more twin blades up, which is actually a big deal here. And as you can see, we've sold off everything we don't need. We've taken the engineer from the MCV. This is sort of an adaptation to the strategy. I think this is GBH and Michael's strategy. We've actually made it a bit faster. Not to say that it isn't just because of easy difficulty. Maybe it's a bit faster, but I definitely think we've got some improvements here on his run that make this time faster than his. So. Unfortunately, we select the engineer here from the MCV cell, which messes up a bit. That's fine. A thing to know about this base when you're coming to clear it: do not destroy the MCV before it becomes an objective to destroy. Otherwise, the game will bug, and you won't be able to beat the mission. Basically, you need to wait until the MCV becomes an objective. You can destroy the other stuff. The other stuff is fine. It's just the MCV that you can't kill. But yeah, we capture the MCV, which obviously is faster than destroying it, and we get the money from selling it, which is a big deal as well. So I was worried about Tango following us, but luckily it didn't. We have no way of repelling anti-air here, so if you get followed by Tango, it's basically just over. There's always that risk. Normally it doesn't happen though until the final bit. And yeah, we're going to be coming into this third base here, trying to clear it before they obviously get anything up. Take out the anti-air first, and we're going to be moving in. As you can see, we have kept both our apocalypse tanks alive, which is a big deal here. We definitely need both of these alive to execute the final bit of this mission without risking anything. It's very risky if you do it with one apocalypse tank here. So yeah, take out the key structures. Try and take out these turrets as well. Keep the apocalypse tanks alive is important. And yeah. Doesn't matter too much if you lose twin blades here. This is obviously the adaptation of the GBH Michael strategy. You don't need to keep your twin blades alive here. You just need enough to destroy this building here. So we're going to be moving our apocalypse tanks up here, placing them on the land up there, and destroying this palace here. And you can see we've switched the apocalypse tanks to the secondary ability, and pretty neat strategy. I definitely didn't come up with this because I've definitely seen people use this strategy before, though I don't think GBH Michael really tried to do this. So you're actually not going to be killing the enemy with twin blades. We're going to be pulling him in with our apocalypse tank. You can go ahead and obviously attack him, but your twin blades will go down. Normally he'll destroy it as an apocalypse tank, just out of nowhere he'll just die. But as you can see, the second one pulls him into the wall, and he just immediately dies. When you pull him into a wall, when they're above, they're sort of on a hill, and you pull him into the hill, he'll just die. So yeah, that's sort of what you do there, and that's why it's not a big deal if you lose a lot of twin blades, as long as you have enough to obviously bait him in. Your apocalypse tank can deal with the boss, and that's it. That's the mission. About 30 seconds faster, maybe more, on GBH Michael. Obviously we got really good RNG in the beginning. 10:44, really solid time. Yeah, really happy with that one. So yeah, so far the only mission that I am not happy with, obviously, is Mission 4, which was a pretty big time loss. Other than that, you know, everything has been absolutely fine. And yeah, it's going to change a little bit here because unfortunately we do lose not as much time as Mission 4, but we do lose a little bit of time in this mission and a tiny bit of time in the next mission. But overall, it's still pretty decent. So this initial bit, there isn't too much to say here, so I'm probably going to skip ahead again. Because yeah, if you're looking to speedrun this game, just copy my build basically. Don't sell things until I sell things, because certain buildings might not be built and stuff. It's, you know, for example, don't sell the reactor until you've built all your refineries, because you can't build a refinery without a reactor, or a power plant, whatever they're called. And yeah, just copying my build here basically, and I'm going to skip ahead to about, you know, 10 seconds before the countdown goes off. So yeah, I'll probably put a thing on screen.
I'll keep an eye on this and cover the coastline. Enemy force composition not yet known. Observe the Allied forces carefully as they arrive. The emissary will be arriving by sea. Be prepared to strike from the air or the waters. Oil derrick captured. Construction complete. New construction options. Construction complete. Building.
Listen up, everybody. We're coming through. It will be grand.
Cannot deploy here.
This is
Construction
my show.
complete. Cannot deploy here. New construction options. Building. Construction complete. 3 minutes remaining. Building. Construction complete. Construction complete.
Ready for the collection.
Construction complete. Building.
Twin blade inspection complete.
Structure sold. Structure sold.
I've had enough. Are you supposed to do something? Is it time? Ah, thank you.
Twin blade inspection complete. Twin blade inspection complete.
Orbital drop ready. The Allied emissary's naval fleet is arriving soon. Build up sizable force.
Twin blade inspection complete. Twin blade inspection complete. What shall it be? This is our premises.
What was that again?
Enforce Soviet will. Twin blade inspection complete. Twin blade inspection complete. Twin blade inspection complete.
One minute
Twin
remaining.
blade inspection complete. Twin blade inspection
Insufficient
complete.
funds.
In control.
I just love these kind of missions. What I want? Are we supposed to read the cheese or the train?
Quickly by watching. Twin blade inspection
Insufficient
complete.
funds.
We enforce Soviet will. Ah, yes. Twin blade inspection complete.
Insufficient funds.
My forces will be there shortly.
Twin blade
10
inspection.
seconds remaining.
Alright, so we're back here, and as you can see, we're moving our ally into the top a load of units, and we're moving our twin blades in to take these guys out. And it's I guess a little known fact that you can actually destroy these units before the what's it called, aircraft carrier actually moves all the way up, and then you know you're told to attack the units. You can just destroy them the moment the countdown disappears. And to be clear, when the countdown disappears, not when it hits 0. If you attack when it hits 0, you will lose the game, basically. So you've got to make sure that the countdown disappears, then you can attack the units. And yeah, so we're going to be moving up here. Obviously, we're going to be assaulting the base from the top side with our twin blades. And there's an RNG on where a power plant spawns here. The third power plant, the two power plants will spawn, the two ones that we just destroyed will always spawn there, but that third power plant is random. It can spawn anywhere around the base. Normally it is on the top side. That was a fine location for it. We depower the base, and then we take out the MCV first before you can rebuild a power plant. Obviously it slows us down, and then we go straight for the multi-gunner turrets, and that is the base cleared. And then we're going to be moving up, and you might have noticed we have a twin blade in the top right with an engineer in it. And here we go. So yeah, that is obviously we got an iron curtain and a twin blade with an engineer in it. We're going to be using a strategy. Again, not my strategy. I think it was Poochie's, yeah, Poochie's run that I was looking at for this strategy. And yeah, so we're going to be moving into the base with our main twin blade force. And I like to use this strategy there. So iron curtain, the twin blade, when it comes down, obviously it doesn't work on air units, but when you're dropping off an engineer, you will be able to use the iron curtain. And the twin blade makes it invulnerable to damage. Take out these fortress structures, pick up the engineer, and wait for this to be built. And that's the mission. Except, no, it's not the mission, because we did not destroy the final structure. It had a tiny bit of health left. Kind of bad micro on my twin blade splits, and that actually loses us maybe like 20 seconds, 25 seconds. Unfortunately, we do obviously have a few backup twin blades that we're building, which is going to be able to, yeah, we can allow us to destroy this. But it looks like we're locked behind a load of dialogue, but you can actually skip a bunch of the dialogue. It is kind of random what dialogue you skip normally, but you can skip a lot of it if you destroy the base, obviously, as quickly as possible. But yeah, we're stuck behind at least maybe 20 seconds of dialogue here because of that, unfortunately. Not too much time lost, obviously, but obviously it kind of sucks that happened. So yeah, that's the final dialogue, I believe. So not too bad, not too bad. It's just, you know, I probably lost about 20 seconds. Unfortunate, but yeah, that's the strategy. Don't use your iron curtain on the engineer. Make sure you use it on the twin blade before the engineer drops off, because I think the iron... Wait, am I wrong about that? Does the iron curtain kill the engineer? It actually just might be the chronosphere that I'm thinking about. But yeah, that's sort of the strategy. You might want to practice the iron curtain strat a little bit. But other than that, the mission is pretty easy. You just need to make sure that you don't mess up your main twin blade force. And you can basically do that by microing it a bit more, a bit better. Obviously, I didn't really do that because I was focused on the iron curtain thing and doing the iron curtain thing at the same time. So I sort of messed it up a bit. But if you're taking it a little bit slower, obviously you can really make sure that you don't fail that mission. And yeah, just so mission 9, a very fast mission. Obviously, I did say at the beginning this is going to be very fast. For once, this is actually a strategy that I was at least came up with. So yeah, obviously take out the refineries as quickly as possible with your terror drones, and then we're going to be moving our twin blades up to take out the refineries, and we're going to be moving our tanks forward with our Kirovs. Use the Kirov ability to be a bit quicker. And don't lose any tanks. It's very rare that you will lose the tanks, but the tank here was caught in a sort of choke point, so it almost went down. But yeah, here we go. Make sure you turn the twin blade, the Kirov speed boost off before they die. And yeah, as you can see, we're just taking out the top side and the bottom side of the enemy base with our Kirovs, and the tanks are going to be going through the middle. They're going to be getting ranked up, which is very important. For just a bit later on, and you get taking out all the units, and they're just going to be taking out the middle section, while our twin blades take out the refineries. And yeah, that's basically the strategy of this first bit. Not too hard to execute. Yeah, try and make sure they're all star ranked here, and then there you go, we got our star rank, and then we're going to move our tanks down to the twin blades, while our Kiros finish off those refineries on the top side, and yeah, take out this structure as quickly as possible, and then we're going to be putting our tanks in the twin blades. And unfortunately, I just about missed moving our twin blades to the top right corner, like by like a frame, because I just loaded the twin blades into the tanks into the twin blades a little bit slow, so that loses a few seconds. Yeah, and then really cool strategy coming up. So yeah, strategy of liberty. The final mission, very difficult, very difficult to do this quickly, of course. Unless you're using the Natasha strategy, in which it only takes about 7 minutes. Unless you're using the twin blade tank strategy, in which it only takes about 5 minutes. So what we're going to be doing here is try and bring your ally along if you can. Research the orbital. We're going to be building a barracks on our allied base to make this a bit safer, because your base will be destroyed by the enemies by the time the mission is over. So you just need to make sure that you don't die. Don't rely on the barracks in your allied base. You actually want to go ahead and move your MCV into the water, make it safe, but don't do it initially, because you want to use your orbital, and you can't do that with the MCV unpacked. So orbital on the turret, wait a couple of seconds, move your ally in to take some of the anti-air fire. If you can, if you can't, that's fine, just try not to lose any twin blades before your tanks deploy. Move in, shoot the Statue of Liberty with your twin blades, destroy the turrets, and right click on the Statue of Liberty. And that's the mission. That is the mission. Move your MCV in the water, of course, then, and that's it. The only thing you have to worry about now is the allied, what are they called? Artillery, the allied artillery, whatever they're called. Destroying the units that might threaten your tanks when they come up the hill. And you can see I'm waiting, I'm just waiting, I'm looking on the war factories for the, I forgot what they're called, the artillery. I'm waiting to see if they build artillery. I think they actually build a Mirage tank initially, which is good, because that won't be a problem for us. Riptide is not a problem, neither is that guy. And there's the artillery actually. But it doesn't matter, because it decides not to attack our tanks and actually just sort of walks away. If it does attack your tank, try and move your tanks out of the way. But obviously, if the Statue of Liberty is about to go down, then just leave your tanks on it. They'll kill it. It's fine. It's only really a risk if the artillery. Yeah, it's only really risky if the artillery attacks your tanks when you only have like 2 or 3 left, or 1 left. But if you manage to land all of them on the island, it's completely fine. And yeah, it won't really be a problem. And that's it. That's the mission. That is the strategy that we came up with in co-op, and turns out it works in single player. Not the best execution ever. We lost a few seconds, but it was still a solid time for a full game run. And yeah, there you go, 5:29. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm glad that I could show off all these strategies in a full run, and hopefully this will encourage some other players to, join in the fun, because, it's getting pretty lonely up here at the top. So yeah, thanks for watching.